boy Pat the Designer back at it again. How are y'all feeling today? Some new news, some interesting news, some big news, some breaking news. You know it had to be big because it's not Chicago news, and I'm here to talk to you about it. The LA Lakers have hired Frank Vogel as their new head coach. I'm a little surprised. And while I was setting everything up, some last minute news that came through. Jason Kidd has been added as his new assistant coach, as his first assistant coach. So, a little bit of shock. A little bit of shock on my part. I'm your boy Pat the Designer. I'm here for Pat and the people. I am Pat. Y'all are the people. I want to know your opinion. How do y'all feel about Frank Vogel being hired as the new Lakers head coach? Like I said, it's a little disbelief on my part. A little bit of disbelief on my part. I was not expecting Frank Vogel's name to come down the pipelines. Do y'all feel like this is an actual coach that can get the Lakers back to the promised land? Vernell in the live. What's good, bro? How you feeling? You know what? While I'm here, let me do this real quick. Just get these tags out here real quick. Yeah, how do y'all feel about Frank Vogel as the new Lakers head coach? I'm not gonna lie, a little surprise on my part. A little bit of surprise on my part. I think Frank Vogel's a good head coach. I think that Frank Vogel is a coach that when he needs to, he can do a good job. He was the coach of Indiana when Paul George was there, when they were trying to, compete for some championships, when they were, trying to make their run against those Derrick Rose teams. I don't know. I honestly don't know how I feel about Frank Vogel as head coach for this team. Honestly, it feels kind of just like a placeholder. But at the same time, I know it's not that because they did bring in Jason Kidd, so they're trying to put a legit staff together here. They're trying to put something together that can definitely contend. I think I just wasn't expecting it to be him. We expected, Ty Lue. They really couldn't get Ty Lue. This is almost like a panic move to me. This seems almost like a panic move to me, honestly. And like I said, I don't have a ton of info on what's going on. You're pretty much getting my live reaction. Sebi, it's going to be a 3-year deal. Sebi, shout out to Sebi Podcast. Y'all make sure to check him out. He got a dope interview just came out. A little pre-NBA draft stuff. A 3-year deal, bro. That's, so basically just while LeBron's there. That's what you're saying. So basically, it's just going to be while LeBron's there. This is not a long-term hitch our wagon to Frank Vogel kind of thing. I'm assuming it's one of those, LeBron really likes this guy. He can kind of tolerate him for more than 10 minutes. And so let's get him in here. Jason Kidd also going to be his head coach. Yeah, I saw that. He's going to be says here. So I got a little bit of information. If you're in the live right now, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We appreciate the love. Pretty much it. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it seems like to me. We're signing contracts to please LeBron yet again. I'm not mad at the signing. Ringo in the live. What's going on, Ringo? This is all bad. I'm shocked. Vernell, I'm shocked. All signs pointed to Jace Kidd as head coach. A little bit of surprise on my part as well. No cap. A little surprise on my part as well. I didn't think Frank Vogel was a name, like I said before. But Jason Kidd as the head coach there, I don't know how well that would have done for you. I've seen that Jason Kidd is not a bad coach, but he seems to be a coach of teams that are in the 500 range, just trying to get the 500, just trying to get to the playoffs. Ringo, he brought it on himself. Hey, listen, a lot of people don't want to deal with the LeBron drama. Could that be a factor in this? Could that be a factor in this? Could the fact that a lot of people, just like with his new Space Jam movie, don't nobody want to do that with him? Because listen, let's be honest. We all know Space Jam was great, but we all know Space Jam was bad, right? Vernell, who should Philly get in your opinion based on if they lose tomorrow night? I ain't even talking about that right now, Vernell, but I appreciate you joining the live and dropping questions. I have no idea who Philly should get. We'll see where life takes them. Sebi, Vogel isn't bad, but I think Vogel and Kidd maybe work together, so we will see. Well, listen, anybody can look good with LeBron James. Let's be honest. I forgot David Blatt was a coach all until I saw a highlight with LeBron being coached by David Blatt the other day. Clearly, we've seen him not be anywhere else in this league. We've seen him not even be an assistant in this league. He pretty much went back home. So if you got LeBron, things work out. Things tend to help. You know what I'm saying? But are Kidd and Vogel, are they just placeholders? I guess that's the question you got to ask. Are they just placeholders? I'm live right now. It's your boy Pat the Designer here with Pat and the People. I am Pat. Y'all are the people. Please like the video if you're in here. Please subscribe to the page. We appreciate all the love. If you just heard and you just want to join the conversation, Frank Vogel has been hired as the Lakers' new head coach. How do y'all feel about it? Very interesting to me, man. Very interesting to me. Honestly. It is I think it's a matchup I didn't see coming. I can honestly say it's a matchup I didn't see coming. I like Frank Vogel. I think Frank Vogel brings a very good defensive approach to a team. I think that Frank Vogel he's got a better grasp of a modern offense, and I honestly think that he could bring some things with Jason Kidd to this Laker team, some interesting rotations, especially with the young talent here. But at the end of the day, a 3-year contract, so he's a placeholder. LeBron can tolerate him for the next 3 years. That's what it comes down to. That's what we've come to in this league. Let's get a guy that people know his name and let's set him in place. Somebody who's going to act right when LeBron acts out. Welcome to 2019 in the NBA. How do y'all feel about it, man? How do y'all feel about it? We've already had some comments on it. I'm trying to think of what moves Frank Vogel, or what about the team Frank Vogel changes, what culture he changes. He does bring more of a little bit more of a hard-nosed approach, but he's also, he's a good coach to play for. And the thing is, does this coach work well with whatever player or free agent the Lakers are attempting to go out and get? Anthony Davis. How does he work with that? That's what it comes down to. Does he play well with LeBron, and how does he work with the possible free agent that could be making his way here? A lot of interesting talk, man. A lot of interesting NBA talk. I was not expecting Frank Vogel, but you know what? I'm looking at the hire. Not a bad hire. You can't say anything bad about the hire except LeBron wanted somebody he could tolerate there. That's about it. That's about it. I think there are more ups than downs to this. I think there was more positive than negatives. When you look at this team with Kuz, with Ingram, with of course LeBron, but I'm saying just young talent, Lonzo Ball. You bring in Jason Kidd, a guy who can mentor somebody like Lonzo Ball, can teach him more of that point guard role for somebody who didn't shoot the three ball well. Let's be honest. Jason Kidd's a good guy to bring in to teach somebody who didn't shoot the three ball well how you can still eat in this league. What you can still do in this league. And we've seen a lot of growth from young Lonzo Ball. A lot of growth from young Lonzo Ball. Of course, you got Brandon Ingram, a top-notch shooter. But can he be more? I think at this point we realize he'll never meet those Kevin Durant hopes that many people put out for him. Of course, Kevin Durant's going to go down as one of the all-time greats in the NBA. But can he be more than just a shooter who shows up every now and then? We saw Ingram this year have flashes where he showed that, yeah, he can be an excellent scorer, somebody who is hard to stop, somebody who can play some really good defense down the stretch. But can he be more? Can he be that more consistently? Can he be that on a more consistent basis? If you're just joining the live right now, Frank Vogel hired as the Lakers' new head coach. Jason Kidd will be accompanying him. He will be the top assistant coach on this team. Is this an improvement from Luke Walton? A little bit better track record here. Frank Vogel, of course, has competed in the Eastern Conference Finals. He has competed against LeBron. He knows LeBron pretty well, I'm assuming, just as the Chicago Bulls did. You know, we all ran into Mount LeBron. But is this an improvement over Luke Walton? Is this an improvement over Luke Walton and his staff? What do you think about that? And are you surprised by him as a hire? Is it an improvement? Of course, time will tell, but just on the surface, I'd say this is kind of a lateral move. Just on the surface, in my opinion, I'd say this is kind of a lateral move. Now, health willing, LeBron will be healthy for a full season next year. The Lakers won't have the regression they had. You have to take their regression of losing LeBron into account. But at the same time, LeBron James did come back, and there was time to get this team on track. So I do put a little bit of it on Luke Walton's shoulders. You can't not put it on Luke Walton's shoulders. But is hiring Frank Vogel an improvement? Is bringing in Jason Kidd an improvement? This is Pat and the people. I'm Pat. Y'all are the people. Y'all let me know. Mullins 98. No way Lakers get another star after this. You don't think they can bring in somebody else? Mullins 98. We appreciate the love. Please like the video. Please subscribe. You don't think the Lakers can get another star after this? You think they're bringing in Frank Vogel really sets that off? You think that bringing in Frank Vogel offsets the opportunity of playing with, let's be honest, a ton of young talent and LeBron James right now? I think LeBron's spotlight is fading, but I don't think it's gone all the way. Vernell Gordon, Ramona Shelburne just tweeted J. Kidd mentored Lonzo last season. And did we not see improvement from Lonzo? Let's be honest. Did we not see improvement from Lonzo Ball last season? His shot, let's not talk about the shot. Let's not talk about the shot. Because it improved, but it was still, it's a long way. That's going from terrible to bad, basically. You know what I'm saying? But Lonzo Ball improved last season. His court vision, of course, was better. His defense was better. Lonzo brought some good things to the Lakers last season. So we can't hate. J. Kidd has definitely had an impact on Lonzo Ball. And we can't look at one season of coaching and think that, oh, well, he should have been better. It should have happened then. If you did it one season, it should have happened. No. It takes work. It takes work, ladies and gentlemen. But is this an improvement from Luke Walton's staff? It seems like a lateral move to me. It seems like a lateral move to me. And I think that, 2-3 weeks in, after the team started its little losing streak, all of a sudden, the rumors come out about LeBron not wanting to have Walton as the coach. We know how they play that game. Are we going to see something just like that? Are we going to see something just like that? Whenever somebody tries to push back on LeBron a little bit, no, you sit down. Honestly, the only person we've seen survive it is Ty Lue. Let's be honest. Ty Lue pushed back, and, LeBron, and he survived it. Vernell, yes, the biggest issue will be on offense because Vogel and Kidd are both defensive-minded. You got to bring in some offensive-minded guys. If you don't got some guys who are a part of this modern NBA, and you don't know if Frank Vogel's changed his approach too. Down in Orlando, they got a little bit more offensive-minded, but he also had no players. We haven't seen Frank Vogel with players since Paul George. He's coming to a team that he has plenty of talent. So it's on him to make it work now. We're live on YouTube right now. This is Pat and the People. I am Pat. Y'all are the people. We appreciate the love. Please like the video. Please subscribe. And I don't know if I mentioned it in this live yet, but make sure to check out that Cash App link below. If you sign up with our link, you can get a free $5 just for signing up. Frank Vogel hired as the Lakers' new head coach. Is this an improvement? Or is he just another placeholder in the long line of LeBron head coaches? If this season fails, not wishing that on the Lakers, the NBA is better when the Lakers are good, when it is the Lake Show. But should this season fail, are we going to hear the same things about Frank Vogel yet again that we heard from every LeBron coach who all of a sudden LeBron doesn't like him? LeBron can't tolerate him. LeBron can't deal with him. And, of course, LeBron denies. I'm not saying whether the rumors are true or not, but they got to be coming from somewhere, and it's amazing that they always happen when he's on the team, even when the team's winning. Do you think Rob stays on board as GM, and does it change based on the hire, in your opinion? I don't know why he'd leave. I would assume he's in on the hiring process. It's kind of a matter of if Jeannie Buss, wants to keep him around. Of course, the shock of Magic stepping down is probably still reverberating through those buildings. I don't think that they thought he would step out the way he did, as we saw in that LeBron James version of the shop. Does it change based on the hire, in your opinion? Does what change? The team? Of course, there's going to be some shakeup. Does the scheme change? Of course. Like you said, there'll be a more defensive-minded team, which, let's be honest, the Lakers needed that sometimes last season. There were times where defense was the problem. They couldn't close it out. I think we saw the Lakers be able to score last season. Of course, there are some games where you just can't get the ball in the hole. But we saw that the Lakers could score the ball last season. It's more of a matter of, can you stop somebody on the other side? And this is honestly, let me give you some insight as a Bulls fan. This is how you do it, y'all. If you feel like your coach isn't the guy going into next season and you're willing to take that pay hit, get him out of here. You bring your guy in before the season begins so that he can get a full training camp in, get his scheme in. This is how you do it. Don't do it like the Bulls. Just fire your coach 10 games, 15 games into the season, and then just force somebody in there. Because that's how you spell recipe for disaster. In the comments, Melo, we need Kyrie and Leonard. Is this Carmelo Anthony? Are you still trying to get on the Lakers, bro? It's not going to happen. If LeBron ain't made the call yet, it's not going to happen. Let it go. Kyrie and Leonard. I don't think Kawhi Leonard's coming to the Lakers. I don't think Kawhi Leonard thinks he needs LeBron. I don't think Kawhi Leonard is as enamored with LeBron as many of the players in the NBA are. So I could see him, honestly, Clippers could be one team I could actually see him going to. Staying in Toronto, I could see that. He's very simple. So if he finds a spot where Muggs kind of just like, hey, you go out there, you win your games, we don't care. Now, I think he does want to go to a nice spot with a good number 2. Kyrie Irving's interesting. Kyrie Irving is interesting because you don't know how Kyrie feels. You don't know how Kyrie feels, and everybody's attacking his leadership. He wasn't there when the chips were down. Maybe he is a number 2, but he looked very number 1-ish at many moments in this season. Vernell, Woj just followed that tweet up with based on sources, Kyrie leaning towards returning with Bron. Would that be interesting? Now the question becomes, if that is true, if Kyrie is leaning on returning to LeBron, which first off, you're going to get booed forever in Boston. If you really leaning on returning with LeBron and going to the Lakers. But if that is true, what do you do with Lonzo Ball? Is he a trade piece? Because now you got Kyrie as your starting point guard, and I don't think you're going to keep Lonzo as your bench point guard. I just don't. Possible, in my opinion. Kawhi may stay because he don't talk much. Honestly, I'm not even mad at that assessment of it. Kawhi might stay just because Kawhi don't really feel like talking to too many people. Melo, you think KD leaving next year? He might be. He definitely might be. No matter what may come. And we've seen this with players before, you know. KD knows his entire career is going to be based off of, yes, you won championships, but you won it with the best players the NBA had to offer. And you went to them. You came to them. After you got knocked out 3-1. He knows, whether that's a fair assessment or not, he knows that's what it's going to be. So I think that he could be going out next year just to see if he can do it on his own. I think that he could be, possibly New York bound. Possibly. But that's also based on the talent that comes back. That's honestly what it is. It's based on the talent that comes back. Because right now, you're not going to leave this situation to go to scraps. You know what I'm saying? I think it also depends on that draft too. But just getting back to the topic at hand, are you surprised by the new Lakers head coach, Frank Vogel? Are you surprised? Is this an improvement? Let me know. Let me know how y'all feel about it. What changes on this team? Are we headed for the same old, same old? LeBron can't stand the coach no more. Is that what we headed for? Y'all let me know. I think there's a lot of talent on this Lakers team. There's a lot for Frank Vogel to work with. There's a lot for him to develop here. And of course, you don't know what they're going to acquire in the draft. Speaking of which, we will be live Tuesday covering the NBA draft lottery, finding out where my beloved Chicago Bulls will be landing, finding out where many other teams will be landing. So be sure to check in for that. Subscribe to the page so that you can get the notification. Brunel, does D'Antoni need to go after how bad they eliminated got eliminated and the situation around KD going down and failing to step up. I think a lot of people need to be eliminated in Houston. Personally. Personally. And honestly, Chris Paul's number one. Chris Paul did not show up yet again. Eric Hall from Gary, Indiana. Eric Hall from Gary, Indiana. Frank Vogel is a rebound date. Hey, you may not be wrong, bro. You may not be wrong. They couldn't get Ty Lue, so they got Frank Vogel. They couldn't get Ty Lue, so they went and got Frank Vogel. If you're in the live right now, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We appreciate all the love. Frank Vogel definitely improves the defense of this team. You can't deny that. But are these players going to lock in on defense? So many questions have just come up around the LA Lakers. Let's check Twitter, see what Twitter's buzzing with. His record, Frank Vogel's record, 304 wins, 291 losses, career win percentage of .511. So he is a 500 coach. And I think we saw that. He had seasons that were amazing. At the same time, he had seasons that were 20-win seasons. Jarrell Gates in the live. I'm very surprised because I didn't know they had a new head coach. It just happened, Joe. It just happened. This is breaking news, baby. From Windy City to Breeze. Hit that subscribe button. Watching the Twitter pages. Trying to see what the latest is. So far, the latest still the same. Frank Vogel, 3 years with the Lakers. J. Kidd agreeing to join his staff. Basically, just watching Woj. Latest tweet from Woj. Under Vogel, Lakers are unlikely to distinguish between a top assistant and the rest of the coaches. That's not surprising. Hold up. A few technical difficulties. The Vogel Lakers are unlikely to distinguish between top assistant and the rest of the coaches. One Lakers Phil Jackson's model of a similar staff. The influence of Jackson current swing heavily over hiring. Technical difficulties. everybody who joined. We appreciate all the love, man. Please like, subscribe. If, maybe not. Uh, make sure to check these all this stuff. Let me know your opinion in the comments below.